What is up? It is me again, and I'm finally back with part 2 of the Easy Eyeshadow series. Easy eyeshadow. I know this doesn't look easy, but you'll see that's actually not that hard to do. But yeah, today's video is based on color blocking. So when you color block, you're working with colors that are opposites basically, and this technique when it comes to eyeshadow will give you a very statement bold kind of look. As you can see here and here, it looks out there, it looks a bit crazy, you know. Who doesn't like looking a bit on the edge, you know? Just give you a little bit of a shocker. So if you think about a color wheel, it will be colors on the opposite ends of the wheel, you know. I'll explain this in a second a little bit more in depth. If you're new to eyeshadow, this would be the most intimidating thing to you, because it's like, what colors do you pair together? How do you even start with this, you know? And then you resort to just using browns and golds, which is what I was doing for years and years and years. But no, we're gonna stop that right now. The looks I'm gonna be doing are, why am I throwing out gang signs? The looks I'm gonna be doing are pretty easy to execute. I don't want to say this and you guys are like, yo, this is fucking hard, I can't do this. I didn't do any cut creases, I wasn't doing any like crazy blending, so I feel like you should be able to follow along, hopefully. Fingers crossed, you know. It's slightly different from the first video just because I didn't want to have to take off and put on makeup on my eyes 3 times for one video. So I just did like one style on each eye, and then I redid one eye. So it's better for me. I don't know if you guys would prefer it this way. I kind of care, but you guys are not gonna suffer with me if my eyes get irritated, so you're gonna deal with this. Let's get started. Okay, so first things first, before I like zoom in the camera and start actually doing the looks, I wanted to explain a little bit about color blocking, just so you guys understand and you're not completely lost. Color blocking scares a lot of people because they usually will involve like very, very bright colors that you wouldn't associate with each other. That's exactly what color blocking is. But the easiest way to do it is literally to just use a color wheel. It seems a bit much, like, oh, I'm just doing eyeshadow, why do I need the color wheel? But like, think of like, if you visualize the color wheel at least, but some people can't, you know, conceptualize in their brain like that. So literally just look at a picture of a color wheel. This would help you to like conceptualize how to color block with eyeshadow and your makeup, especially because like for beginners it's very hard to decide like what colors to pair together. But you know, this basically does it for you. Purple, you'll see the opposite of purple will be yellow, and when you're color blocking you can use that within about, I would say, 2 or 3 shades in each color. So purple and yellow are opposites, but I would say you can use blue and yellow as well, or purple and orange, because they're very close to each other. Does that make sense? I hope it does. With color blocking, it's very easy to get intricate looking statement looks while doing really easy eyeshadow techniques and tricks, because you don't have to do as much blending, I would say, because you're literally trying to create that contrasting look. So if you're not as good at blending, you might actually find these easier, but hopefully with the color wheel and my examples in a second, you'll be able to do that. With that being said, I'm going to zoom in the camera and we're going to get started on the looks. Okay, so look number 1, the first color combination I'm going to do is blue and yellow. So going in with this Patricia Bright Revolution palette. So I'm just taking the shade Ocean Deep with this fluffy brush, and I'm just going to apply that to the outer corner of my eye. I wanted it to have a winged out look, so that's why I extended it that far, and I just brought it into my crease as well. then taking my Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless Ice palette, I'm just taking the shade Iceberg and applying that on top. Cobalt blue, so putting it on top really made the blue stand out a bit more. So now taking this even bigger fluffy brush, I'm just gonna blend that out even more. Okay, so going back to the Patricia Bright palette, I used the shade Vitamin C, which is a really bright yellow shade, and I just applied that to the inner corner of my lid. It's better to pack colors on with this kind of brush onto your lid, so that's why I changed to use this one. Okay, so using my Zodiac palette from BH Cosmetics, I took the shade Cancer, which is a really bright gold, and I just applied it on top of that yellow. I then just went over the blue with the first blending brush I used, just to, you know, bring it all together and make it look a bit more seamlessly blended. I just applied that same Iceberg shade onto my waterline. Just adding some eyeliner, because you know I don't live without my eyeliner, you know that's me. And the look is finished. Okay, so on to look number 2. We're going to be using green and pink for this look. I'm just going to take this really flat wide brush, and I'm going to use the shade Fruit Punch from the Patricia Bright palette, because it's like a super pigmented, like bright fuchsia pink, and I'm just going to pack that onto my lid. I'm going to blend it upwards towards my eyebrow using this pink is Poppin', which is slightly lighter. It's still quite bright, but it's slightly lighter than Fruit Punch. And that part is already done. The pink is done. Moving on to the green, I'm going to go back to my Zodiac palette using the matte Aquarius shade, which is a dark green, and I'm going to apply that to my waterline with this really thin brush. When using colors on your waterline, you want to start with the darkest shade and blend it out to the lightest shade going downwards. Yep, so blending that out with the shade Trendsetter. moving on to eyeliner, I decided to use a more thick wing for this look, but on my lid it's just like one color, so I didn't really need to keep it simple. I could do a bit more of a bold eyeliner with this one. Added some eyelashes and the look is done. Okay, so look number 3, we're doing orange and purple. My Juvia's Place Zulu palette, and just using that orange to pack it onto the first half of my lid. So from the inner corner to the middle. Then using this really small round brush, I took the shade Reckless from the Patricia Bright palette, and I just started winging that out, and I only brought it into where I left the orange, so from the outer corner to the middle of my eye. I wanted to deepen the purple, so I took this angled brush and I used the purple shade from the Zulu palette and I applied it on top, and as you can see, it kind of gave it a bit more depth. So I then applied the same purple inner corner of my eye where the orange was and bringing it to the middle, and then taking the orange from the middle to the outer corner. Added some eyelashes and mascara, and the look is done. And we're done. Now, was that too difficult? Like, was it? I don't think it was. Personally, I feel like that was easy to follow, in my opinion. With, you know, brighter colors, I hope you're not as intimidated anymore. It's not scary once you understand the concept of using brighter colors, you know. Let me know which look you preferred, number 1, 2 or 3. So hopefully this has helped you guys. If not, this would have been a waste of my time and your time, unless you just like staring at me, which is kind of weird, but you know, I'm not going to judge you guys. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, you know, if you want to see more of the Queen of Irregularity, poster child for non-averagism, this is where to find me. Subscribe right now, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next video. Peace out.